The NBA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Kalshi. Making real money predicting sports. Kalshi is available in a ton of states, and you get $10 free with promo code SGPN. That's Kalshi. Promo code SGPN. Yes, sir. We are back with another edition of the NBA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. No me, no voice, no guys. Me, really, feeling Terrell Furman Jr. here at your service. Wemby is up to 16 in the game. Spurs up. Nope, that is an offensive rebound and a putback by Luke Cornett. Spurs are up 52-38 on the Portland Trail Blazers, starting to really pull away in that one. Wemby's having one of those games in his first home game in the playoffs. And we've got also business thing.
How about if you sweep it out?
What's the point? I can't do anything right.
You'll do fine.
Hey pal, you just blowing from Stupid Town?
Keep trying, Patrick.
Yeah, absolutely. Somehow I found a shake off the cobwebs, dust me off, get me warmed up, ready back into action. But yeah, Detroit and Jalen Duren had nothing today. Looked absolutely side of cake on him. Looked pretty bad. Orlando gets the win on the road to kick off that series, and then my dog Boston just completely thrashed the Philadelphia 76ers. So nothing of a close game in that one. Tyrese Maxey didn't have the best of games either. So all right, 0 for 3. That's how I start my week. We got Lonte here with us. Lonte, what's going on?
What's up, Rome? Yeah, I'm good, man. Just the best thing about going 0-3 is you already got it out the way. Now you
You
can
can't. It's only up from here. It can't get worse.
can't get worse. So
Can't get worse. Can't do worse than 0 and 3. So
yeah,
we
so
only
it's-
go up.
Yep, ready to
Any
go.
action you had going on tonight?
No, I only had one play tonight. I got Portland, and I got some like degenerate same game parlays that are decent right now. But yeah, that's all. I got the under and Portland as two main plays. So we'll see how that goes.
We'll see. Portland. I mean, they're a 10-point game. They're not. It's not getting out of hand here, and we'll see if Portland be able to turn up the defense a little bit more in the second half. We've got 3 on a Monday to talk about here, Lonte. But first, let everybody know the Stanley Cup playoffs are also going on. Go check out the Hotcast thing. Give you a whole bunch of picks, props, and plus money bets over there over at the Hockey Gambling Podcast. And for dual playoffs going on at the same Continental and the SGPN app, or wherever you get your apps. Google Play, where it is. All right. Let's kick things off here. Monday, Raptors on the road, going to play the Cleveland Cavaliers. Cavs laying 222.5 is the total. Big injury news in this game, Lonte. Emmanuel quickly is out. Questionable. Okay, it's questionable with the hamstring, but it could be leaning towards an out here for Emmanuel quickly and this Toronto Raptors team. You got Thomas Bryant, who is out. Game 1 was, I mean, I guess the Raptors kind of had their moments in game 1, but it felt like there was never a moment where you thought that Donovan Mitchell and this Cavs team really didn't have things in control and they were going to win game 1. And so now it's only up here for game 2, and the Raptors trying to come back from giving up 126 points in that first game. Lonte, what do you like here?
Yeah, you know what? I felt the same way that you felt about it. Going into it, the first quarter, I thought the I mean, Toronto was playing out of their mind. I mean, they shot 58, 45, and I think like 80% from the line. And they still lost by they probably could have lost by more, but they still got pummeled. Cleveland kind of let go of the rope in the fourth quarter. I mean, for a team who typically does not shoot a lot of threes and does not make a lot of threes, I mean, I think they made 14 or 13. I'm sorry. So that's really out of character. I know Brandon Ingram only took one shot in the second half, and that was kind of due to the defense that he was being played on him. He talked about that in the post game presser. But I mean, overall, I thought that I mean, Cavs didn't really play that well, and they still kind of controlled the game after that initial punch from Toronto. Both teams did have issues turning the ball over. Toronto scored off. They converted 24 points off of the turnovers from Cleveland. So I think they got to clean that up. And I mean, if they can play, I feel like that Cleveland played their C- game, and they won by, I mean, whatever it was, convincingly. I thought they were always in control of the game. I mean, if you look at their wing position, Strus had a big game. He had a monster game. But I'm looking at Jared Allen, he was just okay, and I thought this was a favorable matchup for him. But if you look at the starters and the starter at the wing spot, and then the bench players, you got Dennis Schroeder, Jalen Tyson, Keon Ellis, all those guys gave you nothing really. Dean Wade, those guys gave you nothing. So essentially, you won with Donovan Mitchell's with 35, and Harden played great. He was great throughout the whole game, controlling the pace, controlling the tempo. He was really, really good. I mean, how much better can Toronto play? I mean, they shot almost 60% from three, went to the line 35 times, shot 40+% from three. I just don't know what they can do. I mean, so Shed played out of his mind. He was knocking down threes left and right. But nothing else has changed for me. I think Cleveland can reach a whole nother level here. So I'm still taking Cleveland minus 8.5. I thought it should be closer to 10 in the first game. I still think the same thing here. So I'll lay it with the Cavs.
Maybe it's just the pessimism of Cleveland overall and thinking that, there's a difference between, even though Detroit lost their game, I still think Detroit, when they're clicking on all cylinders, they're at a level. I think Boston is in that interior. The Knicks, iffy, when Cat plays well, but hit 50 on them. But something just doesn't pass the smell test here. I felt like the game. I don't think that I appreciate how they won the game and how well the offensive numbers look. And I would have expected to see better output defensively, more so. And where it's just something that doesn't smell right about Cleveland. So maybe they continue to have a good this series against the Raptors, because the Raptors are the Raptors. They really haven't been anything special at all over the course of the season. 8.5, I think, is a tad bit much, but I think I'd feel better with a Cleveland ticket in my pocket than I feel right about this Cleveland team. Me personally, I think that it's more no Dean Wade, no Keon Ellis, none of these other guys that you mentioned that were contributing in this game, and it felt like it was Donovan Mitchell, and Donovan Mitchell was going to carry this team and lead this offense. Harden had his moments, as you said, but I don't know. I don't feel good about these. I don't feel good about either one of these boys. Is Toronto offensively enough. I think I feel better with is the under overall, but I'm with you. I'll go with Cleveland. Maybe I don't feel as good about it as you do, but both of these two teams aren't passing the smell test for me, but the under feels really, really good. I think Toronto's going to step up defensively more in this next game. Especially, am I going in and out, Lonte?
A little bit, but I mean, it's not horrible. It's just a couple times. But as you were going, I mean, it got kind of straightened out. So
Okay. All right. But yeah, I game two unders here, so I feel better about an under in game two. It was a bunch of points scored in that first game, especially the 126 by Cleveland. I think defensively, and if you ramp up more minutes for Colin Moyer Boyles, who did play well in that first game, I think the defensive intensity comes up on this Toronto team where they just don't let Cleveland run rampant. I don't think Mitchell's going to go out there and have the same effort. Maybe still a really good game, probably in the 26, 27, 28 range. And points side of ball here. And Cleveland is going to sure up some things. Like you said, it was 13 threes on that Toronto side of ball last game and 16 on Cleveland. Like, I think that's going to come down in game two. They'll protect the perimeter a lot more. Give me a lower scoring game. I feel better about an under in this game and just saying this is that ugly kind of game two game. Maybe Cleveland gets the spread, maybe they don't, but I like low scoring game better than anything on the spread here, Lonte. So I'm on the under 224.5. What about you?
Yeah, I would be about the same. I mean, I think both teams shot free throws, shot like 28 plus free throws. I don't think that'll happen again. I think it'll be played a little bit more freely, so they'll be able to kind of run their offense. Cleveland wants to play in the half court. Raptors don't run it a ton either. So I can kind of see a lower scoring game. I expect Cleveland to kind of put it away late and kind of they'll keep if they can keep the Raptors under like 110. I feel pretty good about that.
Yeah. And I think so. I think this is more of a hundreds kind of game, more of a 110s kind of game for Cleveland, something like that. So I think the under is a pretty solid look here. Player props, anything that tickles your fancy here?
Yeah, I mean, I want to go back to Brandon Ingram because I think he's going to be a lot more aggressive after being. I don't think he was criticized. I think he was just like, "Hey, what? You only took one shot." You know what I mean? And he was talking about the coaches. They were playing him a different way, and he wanted to kind of get off the ball a little bit more. But you can't win with your second best. I don't know however you want to categorize it between him and Scotty, 1A, 1B, or whatever. But you can't win with him playing like that in the second half. I mean, he played great early on. So I'm looking at Brandon Ingram points, rebounds. On the other side, I would look for another big kind of Jared Allen game. He didn't play well. Mobley played decent, but not as at the highest level that I thought he would. So yeah, I mean, Jared Allen is the guy on the Cavs side that I'm looking at points and rebounds. I don't think he had a rebound in like the first quarter and a half. So that's kind of alarming. And yeah, I'll go with Jared Allen points rebounds on one side, and we'll go with Brandon Ingram points and rebounds on the other.
Um, I'm interested in it, seeing those go up. I think that defensively, it could be a better game on this side. I'd be interested to see if I could find probably I don't know, stocks, steals, and blocks line on Colin Murray Boyles. I think he's going to have an impact in this game as the defense kind of, let me see, 1.5 at 1.5 in some spots right now. Yeah, I'd be interested in taking the higher on that. Let's see here. Cleveland. I think the James Harden's assists, you got to just keep running back, right? Like, again, do I think they take away the perimeter game on both sides? But I think that's still going to open things up for you. Talked about Jared Allen not having the game that you expected, and we'll see some of the pick and roll with him and Jared Allen and him and Evan Mobley go in there. That'll get his number up. Like, I think the James Harden line is pretty much good at any number.
What is it right now? What is it right now? 8.5.
James Harden assists is currently sitting at 8.5.
Yeah, I think that's probably it could be a little short. I think he can average 10 plus, and I think he had like 15 plus opportunity assists.
It's at 7.5.
Oh yeah,
I see some 7.5s out there.
Yeah, definitely over for that. I just think that he had a lot more opportunities. Guys didn't like I said. I mean, those guys did not. The only guy that was knocking down shots outside of Harden and Mitchell was Max Strus. You know what I mean? Like those other guys didn't knock down shots and he had opportunities because he could have easily had, 14, 15 assists. So yeah, I completely agree. He's completely dominating the ball as you want him to do at this time, and let Donovan Mitchell kind of be off ball where he can move freely and not have to have defense kind of focus in on him. So yeah, 100% agree with that over for Harden, especially at 7.5.
I'm interested on. I wonder if like a Max Strus fate, like is Max Strus going off? Like, are they allowing him to go off again? Game 2, he had 24 points game. It's at 9.5. Maybe not the time to fade it. Maybe he has a good game 2. He was on the road to Toronto. That's when they get him. But I'd be interested to see if Max the entirety of the series. All right. Anything?
Yeah, probably not. Yeah, he probably won't be. He probably won't be in the 20s, but I could see him averaging about 12 to 13. Simply, he's going to get open looks because you got to respect the pick and roll with Harden and whoever the big is, and he's just flattened out in the corner. Like, and then if Mitchell's on the ball, like it's just like he's going to get open looks, and he'll knock him down. I mean, he's been knocking him down since he was in Miami. So
JT's asking in the chat, some role players going to think it is.
Tomorrow is he talking? He's talking about for which team, or it don't matter which one. I don't know.
No, it don't matter. Either team, role player.
Yeah, I could kind of see Sam Merrill doing similar to what Strus did. I would love to see them play a little bit more Jalen Tyson, to be quite honest with you. I feel like he's a good defender. He can kind of slow down Scotty Barnes a little bit. I don't know how many minutes he played last game, but I would love to see him. 14? Yeah, I would love to see him play a little bit more. Maybe get to 20 and get him involved a little bit more. I think a lot of those were kind of junk minutes at the end. Yeah, I would love Jalen Tyson to get in. I like his skill set. I also want the Giants to draft his brother, so that's a little plug for you.
I don't know. Do our receiver with that second pick? I don't know. I feel like we've invested into trust Dart with pretty much neighbors out there. So I don't know. Might need a guard. We'll see. Colin Murray Boyles. I'm gonna continue that. And maybe it's not on the offensive time this go around to the tune of 14 points in that game. I think that'd be a bigger emphasis on defense in this game. I think Colin Murray Boyles is going to be a part of that. So I'll say that's the random role player that probably goes off. And hey, maybe he does have still a really good game, offensive rebounds, going out there as they try to get more inside of the paint on this Cleveland Cavaliers squad. So stick with that. All right, let's get on. Moving on to the next game. But before we do that, talk to you about Kalshi. Really prediction market. We go in a ton of states. Kalshi has a bunch of trading options for your favorite sports. So go check them out. New Kalshi customers get $10 when they use promo code SGPN. That is Kalshi, KALSHI SGPN. Underdogs increase their payouts. 2 pick entries, 3.5x. 3 pick entries, 6.5x over there at Underdog Fantasy. Make sure you check them out. Pick higher or lower on your favorite players' fantasy stats. And we'll drop our Underdog lineup at the end of the show. As always, stay tuned. Brand new offer for new customers. Underdog has play $5. Get $50 in bonus funds when you sign up using that promo code NBA SGPN. All right. Let's see here. Next up. Whew. All right. Good vibes. Had me nervous a little early in the Atlanta game, but Cat woke up. Jalen Brunson did Jalen Brunson the entirety of the game. And here we are. Game 2. New York Knicks are up on the Atlanta Hawks 1-0. Knicks currently laying 5.5. 216.5 is the total. Let's see here. Injury report, these two teams, and we have for The New York Knicks, OG Anunoby, probable with an ankle injury. For the Atlanta Hawks, Onyeka Okongwu is questionable with the knee injury. Jock Landell out. And so here we are. Game one proved to me, Lonte, what I already know of this New York Knicks team, and is that we live or die with Cat. It is the most frustrating thing in the world to me that one man who mentally I don't even know wants to play basketball at times is the driving factor for if the Knicks are going to win games or not. It's so frustrating. But like when Cat was started the game, 11 minutes into the game, hadn't made a shot, looked horrible, didn't get comfortable, and then he eventually settled in, started driving to the basket, opened up the 3 game, got himself going. Confidence was there. He's yelling at Jalen Brunson. You see it on his face. Like, it's 50-50 if I'm going to get that every single night. And that's why it makes it hard for me betting the Knicks at times. But other than that, I think they'll be all right. Like, the Hawks are fun. They are. I just don't think they're there yet.
Yeah, I mean, I think you summed it up perfectly because you saw it in the like you said, the first half of the game. The Knicks started off pretty well, and Cat was just. I mean, it was more so just a Jalen Brunson show, as it typically always is. And then we saw the Hawks kind of pull within striking distance. I think they were down. They were down 4 at the half. I think it outscored them by 4. They were down 6. They might have been down 2. And then you saw Cat get going. Like you saw him get the ball in the post. You saw him work inside, from the inside out, he scored in the inside, and open up the pick and roll with Brunson. But I think a lot of that has to do with, sometimes the offense just is not centered. Not that it needs to be centered around him, but I'm just saying, like, in this specific series, I think he had a distinct matchup advantage on the interior of the Hawks. And, I mean, they're just not featuring him a ton. Is a lot, and not a lot of it is on him for not demanding the ball and doing what he's supposed to do to get the ball. And I think that's that dichotomy between the first half and the second half. And you saw the second half. I mean, the Knicks looked like the superior team by far. I mean, especially in that third quarter, they held the Hawks to 19 points. They went to the line 30 times, I think. They held the Hawks to under 20 free throw attempts. The Hawks bench was horrible. Kuminga, horrible. CJ was good. But, like, they even threw some Ricochet in there. So, I mean, it's kind of a little – so, and I thought Jordan Clarkson played well. I think Scott called that. I think Scott said that he thought Jordan Clarkson would be good. He knocked down a few shots. I think he was 4 of 6. But in the end, like you said, I think it comes down to Cat. In this series, this is something that he has to be able to dominate. As long as he can get, whatever he has to get between the first and the third quarter, I mean, I think we know what's going to happen in the fourth quarter. You're going to give the ball to Jalen Brunson, and he's going to bring you home. Now, with that being said, the Hawks, I didn't really like a lot from what I seen with him. Dyson Daniels was more so the facilitator. He had like 11 assists. That's kind of worrisome. I know CJ is supposed to be the scorer, but I want him a little bit more off ball. That's what worries me about. Like, they don't have a traditional point guard. You know what I mean? So they're relying on Nall to kind of set things up when he needs to score as well. And I think that might be, what I didn't take into full account with how well the Knicks can defend on the perimeter with those guys, with OG, Josh, and Mikal. So I think, I mean, the number didn't change. So that just goes to show you that, like, it didn't, the odds makers didn't take much out of that first game. I kind of agree with it not moving, which tells me the Knicks are probably the right side. So I'll go with the Knicks.
The thing that is the fact that they still are pretty trash guarding outside on the perimeter. A bunch of threes could sway into what I think is the only win that they get in this series. More than likely going to be at home, but CJ still had 4 threes. Okongwu still had 4 threes. Jalen Johnson and all still had 3 apiece. Like they're going to put up threes over the course of this series, and they can't allow these guys continue to be hot and stay hot. They got to start guarding outside the perimeter, which good luck getting them to do that any more than what they already are. So that's the concerning thing for me. Other than that, yeah, I guess we go Knicks, but it's really frustrating. We'll see if Jalen Brunson and Cat go to keep things going. I trust Jalen Brunson. At the end of the day, regardless of what happens with the Knicks, any given night, whether it's a win or lose, I trust Jalen Brunson to go in the playoffs every single series. Whether it's a good game or a bad game, Jalen Brunson is probably flirting with the 30-point game. So load me up with the Jalen Brunson props every single time the Knicks are playing in the playoffs. I'm pretty sure I feel comfortable with the sample size that we have as Jalen Brunson. And you just thinking of all the big games that he's had, the 30-point games, the 40-point games that he's had in the playoffs. I trust Jalen Brunson every single time, regardless if he's shooting bad in the first quarter, second quarter, third quarter. Once he's in the fourth in time, and if this is a close game, he's gonna take over, and it's gonna only help his props. So I love Jalen Brunson points prop, points ladder, anything like that. I don't think Atlanta has anything to slow him down, and then potentially no Okongwu in this game. So that's even less rim protection. So all four in here for one of my props just to give out a little bit early. 216.5 is the total, Lonte. I am feeling more points. I think the scoring is going to pick up. I think the bad defense on both sides, Knicks on perimeter, Hawks interior, gonna ramp up in this game, and we probably see a higher scoring game in game 2.
Yeah, I could get behind that. Honestly, I didn't have a good feel towards the total, but I think you brought up a great point with how efficient each team can be with their own respective advantages. The one thing I will say is if the Knicks go to the free throw line 30 times, I mean, I don't think the Hawks have a chance because the Hawks have to play a certain way. And if they're not being able to kind of get out in transition and run a little bit, I don't know if they'll be able to have success. So I would keep literally I would go to the paint as much as I could early on if I'm the Knicks, force them to crash down. And if Mikal and OG can hit a couple shots, that'll open up a wide range of things to do offensively. So yeah, I'm with you. I would go over. We got 108 each. Yeah, we can get over this.
All right. Let's see. Player props. Brunson. Let me give you an actual number on Jalen Brunson. Let's see if they have adjusted to the fact that, he's in the playoffs now. And so Jalen Brunson is about to start having some very, very lucrative scoring games here. They have 28.5 Jalen Brunson points. Not even hesitating. Give me the over.
Yeah, I'm going back to Cat. To be honest, I'm going back to his points and rebounds. I think the way he played in that second half.
We need him.
I think that has to be his mindset, throughout. And again, like I said, I'll keep saying it. I think that the goal in this series, along every series, is its own, entity. So this is supposed to be a Cat series. I said from the beginning that Cat has to be the best player in this series to be able to maximize the Knicks' ability to win and win convincingly. And so far, he was that for a half, and we saw what happened. So I'm going to still take him points, rebounds. I also like Josh Hart, rebounds and assists. This is a perfect Josh Hart game. He was all over the place. He was initiating a little bit more to kind of keep Jalen from having to, dribble up the court, initiate the offense, get the ball back. And Jalen's been getting off the ball a lot more as of late, which is what, he probably should be doing in the playoff time. So, we all know the rebounds are going to be there. And with him being on the ball a little bit more, I like the rebounds and assists over too.
All right. I am looking for, I haven't found it somewhere where I can grab it just yet. But whatever Mitchell Robinson's blocks at, I'm pretty sure it's going to be at like a half because he's not playing, starter minutes. If you can get a line on Mitchell Robinson to have a block in this game, maybe if you can even ladder those blocks. I think he's going to get blocks in this game because what happens? Okay, then try to shore up the perimeter. Hopefully, I'm praying that they try to clean up guarding on the perimeter. But then that's going to start getting people to drive to the basket. Kaminga, I don't think is going to stop driving to the basket. Alexander Walker, I think he's still going to get his majority of work. Jalen Johnson, all of that. I think we'll see a lot of drives to the basket and testing a Mitchell Robinson in the interior. And I think he's going to shore things up. I feel very confident. There's one person that I'm never questioning how he's going to play and go out there and have a good effort, especially on the defensive side of the ball. It's Mitchell Robinson. So I'd be interested if I can find something on Mitchell Robinson blocks a little bit later. That's something a little bit more off the reservation I'd be interested in. Let's see here. I talked about Brunson. I want to be there with you on Cat, man. We need him. Really do. I just know if I do it, it's gonna make me mad because then he's really not gonna show up. So now the Knicks are probably gonna lose if he doesn't show up, and I'll lose the prop. So I'll just leave that to y'all. Let y'all have the Carl Anthony Towns props here. But I would say take some interest in his 3 pointers. I think they're at 1.5 plus 130. Cat plus 130 over 1.5 3 pointers. He's gonna be trying to draw the bigs outside the paint. He's gonna shoot them. He's gonna get his attempts, and he's trying to build confidence why he's in New York now. So I think pointers could be interesting there. Mm, anything else that's just like jumping out at me? Yeah, maybe Josh Hart. Maybe I'm not there yet. All right, what's chat talking about? Said Dyson Daniels, RA. See, and they're talking about Atlanta being good next year. Yeah, they can be good next year, just not this year. We need to get out of this series, fellas. Need to get out this series up 2 games to 9. We're both on the Knicks, both on the over. Gave you my favorite, Jalen Brunson. All right, what's next? Before we get to the next game of the slate, actually, let's talk to the people about Rhythm. Make sure you go check them out. The power of data using the Rhythm models. You can use Rhythm's models that they already have available, or you can build your own models. Play around with the sliders. Use defense. If you think tempo matters, how team fouls matters, go check it out over there at Rhythm. Use data. You can dominate NBA. They have MLB as well, golf as well. Go in there, tap in. Hey, go premium. Use that promo code SGPN25 when you download the Rhythm app. SGPN25 for 25% off your first month. Download Rhythm and use that promo code SGPN25. We're also brought to you by Novig, America's #1 sports prediction market. You know you're getting the best prices on the market with a Novig. Get dollars, we spend $5. We use that promo code SGPN. Get in on the action with Novig, promo code SGPN. And Lonte, here we have the last game on the slate, 10 p.m. on the East Coast start time. Late game here. Denver is at home. Minnesota down 1 game in the series. Denver's laying 6.5. 231.5 is the total. Injury report here for these two teams, and we have for the Denver Nuggets, it looks like Peyton Watson still out. Anthony Edwards is on Minnesota's injury report, questionable. Out that he's missing this game. Lonte, you know how much I love Ant. I want all good things to happen to Ant. Maybe not Minnesota more overall, definitely not. But I want all of the good things to happen to him. I'm not sure Minnesota has enough. I'm not sure. These games look a lot different for Minnesota when Aaron Gordon is on the court and playing than when Aaron Gordon is not playing. And that's the largest thing here for me is the fact that they haven't beat them or honestly gave you a very warm feeling that they've been dominant this year against this Denver team when Aaron Gordon has been playing. Even when Aaron Gordon's not playing his best, he still has an impact on that game defensively. And that's where it starts for me. Still looking for the first win all season with Aaron Gordon on the court.
Yeah, I like Denver. That first quarter by Minnesota scared me a little bit. I'm not gonna lie to you. I mean, they came out. I don't know what Denver was doing, but then they kind of course corrected and got back right. I don't think they played well at all. I mean, Joker and Murray combined for what, like 56, I think. And Joker went to the line. Not Joker. Murray went to the line, I think, 16 times. That was like one less than his entire team. Um, so he was aggressive, and he averages 30 against Minnesota, and it just didn't look healthy to me. I mean, he was 7 of 18. Some of the shots were just regular shots that I mean, his legs just aren't all the way there yet from that knee injury. I thought Jaden McDaniels actually looked better than what I thought he would, to be honest. But I mean, I think the Nuggets are going to overwhelm them in the end. Rudy Gobert has 17 and 10. I don't foresee that happening again. Not the 17, maybe the 10, but I don't foresee him being that effective on the offensive end. I don't see Denver shooting the ball nearly as bad as they did in this game. And we talked about it going. Me and Scott talked about it going into the series. I thought that Denver's defense would be the deciding factor, and it was. I mean, they were barely touching 100, in middle of the fourth quarter. So they had that big first quarter, and then they kind of shut everything else down because of Aaron Gordon and the way he's able to defend. And I thought Cam Johnson was really good defensively as well, but he didn't knock down any shots. I think he was 2 of 7. Joker was 2 of 7 from three. Like, they didn't shoot well from three. Bruce Brown had a good game. I think he had like 6.7 rebounds, so he was big. And this is kind of, I think he's a 16 game player and not a full season player. You want him for those 16 games to try to get you a championship, already integrated in the system and everything. So, yeah, I mean, I think the Nuggets are going to end up overwhelming them. They're going to need Naz Reid to play a lot better than what he has been over the last month and a half. He's been horrible. I mean, they can't win with him being. That's a part of the reason why Rudy had so much success, but they couldn't play Naz. Like, he can't make a shot. I mean, he just out of sorts, and he picked the wrong time to be in a funk because they're going to need him to kind of combat some of the things that Aaron Gordon was going to do. Because Aaron Gordon didn't play that well offensively. I mean, he did his thing defensively, but and he missed some wide open three. I think he was like 1 for 5 or something from three. But overall, man, I think the Nuggets are going to. It'll be competitive at first. I think Ann will come back. Obviously, they'll come back and throw the first punch like they did in game one. But I think the Nuggets will do a better job of taking that punch early on, and I think the Wolves will be a little bit overmatched. So I like the Nuggets to win this game. This is similar to the Knicks game. Like, I think the spread didn't move. It was 6.5. It opened 6.5. It hasn't moved. Knicks open 5.5. Hasn't moved. So I think that's the right number. But I also take the home team and think the Nuggets can get it done by seven or more.
It just feels like that was the game that we can hang around. We're hanging around. We're right around there. We can try to go on this in the run. It feels like it could be the game that Denver just absolutely pours it on. Like, Jamal Murray hot from three. Tim Hardaway Jr. hot from three. Tim Hardaway Jr. has been cooking them all year. Like, he could have a better game. Talking about Aaron Gordon, who didn't look the best, he still had 17 points in that first game. They're going to need Naz Reid. That's the person. You said it. Naz Reid's got to step it up in this game when he comes off the bench and plays those minutes and is able to really, really attack inside and challenge Denver. Is there that we know Denver has not had the personnel to be able to guard? Like, Jonas Valanciunas and Jokic are not protecting rim or slowing down Naz Reid from scoring inside. He's got to put his head down and be able to go in and score. So I mean, great Iota Samu game. I don't think that happens again, if I'm being honest. Uh, I'm really concerned for Anthony Edwards. It's gonna just be if they cover this game, it's gonna be because Anthony Edwards had some unreal scoring day and he willed this team. But I think I'm with you, man. Give me the Denver Nuggets, laying 6.5. Totals at 230 and a half. Is that, yeah, 230 and a half?
Yeah, I'm under. I think the Denver defense is. I mean, it's going to continue to be underrated, and I think both teams' path to victory, like is in the half court. They don't want to push the pace, especially with Minnesota dealing with. Now Minnesota does shoot a lot of threes, so that kind of, you know, combats their lack of transition offense. But Denver's been one of the best 3-point defenses in the league over the last few months of the season. So I trust their defense to be fine. And I mean, I think the Nuggets are going to slow the game. Obviously, they want to play through Joker. They want that pick and roll. So I like under. I think it's going to be around. I think it's going to finish around 220, 215, 220. I think the Timberwolves may struggle to get to 110.
I am concerned about maybe Denver getting hot from outside and running the score up here. And so maybe it is a little bit more of a Denver team total. I mean, not Denver, but a Minnesota total under. 231. Yeah. I don't think it's a lot of scoring. I think it's too much. And even if Denver cleans things up on the offensive end and hits a little bit more, he still can get under half. Play the props. So we talked about those two players. Well, not as much Tim Hardaway Jr., but we talked about Nas Reed. He really needs a good game.
Yeah, he does.
He really need, and this feels like the ultimate buy low here. One person I feel a lot better, Junior. I think Junior is absolutely the person that gets going here. Probably hits a few 3-pointers. I would buy into Tim Hardaway Jr. having a pretty good game here, coming off of a quiet game one, and announced Tim Hardaway Jr. Man of the Year finalist. Like, I think he's going to pick it up and he's going to have an imprint on this series, and we're going to be talking about his scoring more. So I'd be interested in a little bit of Tim Hardaway Jr., maybe a scoring ladder here. Let's see here. Is at 9.5 right now currently. I could see him be able to get to 15. Now, he's gotten some pretty good scoring against this team, but some of those games he did have more minutes because they had injuries. But last game, he had the 7-point game. Before that, 17, 19, 23, 20, 20. Like, he's had good games against Minnesota. I think he'll have another one here. So I'll take the over 9.5 here, and I'll probably have a little bit of a ladder. Take him up to 15 at plus 300.
Yeah, you know what? I got the same logic, but for Cam Johnson. Literally,
Okay.
yeah, you broke it
Okay.
down. I'm gonna ladder his threes to probably about 4. I'm gonna take him from 2 to 4. Take his points from I think he was lined at 11.5. Take him up to 15. I mean, these role players are gonna have to play a lot better. Like I said, I think Joker and Murray. I mean, Joker and Murray are gonna get you home, but they scored, close to 40% of their points. So I like Cam Johnson a lot. On the Minnesota side, Ayo Dosunmu has been really good since he's gotten there. And I think the injuries to McDaniels and Edwards kind of bode well for him because he's able to get in and be instant offense with either of those guys on the bench and force them to not be able to carry, so much of the burden. So I like Ayo. He came in, he played well. He plays well on both sides of the ball. He can initiate. He can play off the ball. So he's a versatile piece for him, and I think he's going to play well. So give me Ayo his points over, and I'm gonna ladder up Cam Johnson to 4 threes.
Yeah, so somebody was talking about Jokic threes in the chat.
Yeah,
And
good numbers. That was sauce, I think. Yeah, good numbers. Free sauce.
And 1.5. I mean, you got to play that when he plays Rudy Gobert. You look at Jokic and what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of his last 10 games playing against Minnesota. So at least 2, 3 pulling Rudy Gobert outside the paint. Rudy Gobert late to close out. Jokic hitting the three. And he has a 6-3 game against a Minnesota team. He's got a 3-3 game, a 4-3 game. So shout out to Free Sauce and definitely look there on the Jokic threes. What else? Anything else? I'm gonna ride with Ant. You know that's my guy, man. You know that's my guy. Love to, rather any bet on Minnesota, I would just take Anthony Edwards. Anything that you could say like, oh, Minnesota, like I would just take Anthony Edwards. 26.5, even money, I would do it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not really. I can't. He's not healthy. I'm not really. I know he's gonna do what he has to do, but I don't know if he's healthy, man. I really don't. But I'm not gonna bet against it. But I just wouldn't bet on it.
We'll see. We'll see. All right. What else? Anything else? Nope.
No, that's it. That's it. That's all I got.
All right. Lock, dog, prop. Lonte kicks off. What you like here?
Yeah. For the lock, let's go with Cleveland. First game on the board, -8.5. Like I said, I don't think that Toronto can play any better. I don't think Cleveland has even came close to what they maybe in spurts they play well, but I just think they got another level to tap into, and they'll withstand that first punch and be fine. So laying the 8.5 with them. For the dog, man, give me Cam Johnson, 3+ threes at this is like +220. This is all over the place. This is like +220. I say +230. So anything 2-1 or better. Let's just call it that. I like that. For a prop, give me. I don't even know what. Give me Josh Hart over rebounds and assists. That should be. Let me get the number. My bad. This is bad podcasting. My bad. Josh Hart rebounds and assists is at 12.5 at +105. So we're getting 2+ when he plays right there.
All right. I like it. Let's see here. For my lock, under 224.5 in that Cavs Raptors game. I will stick with that game with you. For the lock, I think that's a lower scoring one this time around. Dog. What order do I want to make my dog and my prop? I have the two players. Let's see. Tim Hardaway Jr. All right, I guess it's got to be that. Yeah, feel better about it. All right, we'll go Tim Hardaway Jr., 15+ points, +276. Really juicy dog there. But I feel good about Tim Hardaway Jr. scoring. Had good games against Minnesota in the past, been quiet, 6th man of the year candidate. I think he picks up the scoring here in game 2. And then my prop is going to be Jalen Brunson. I'm not going to question it at all. Over 28. Continue to do all the Jalen things that he does in the playoffs. I've yet to see a playoff series Jalen Brunson has let me, except, when he got hurt. But other than that, we're good. So Jalen Brunson, over 28.5 points. Underdog, Lonte. Who we want to toss in there?
I mean, you can recycle that Jalen one. I'm never going to bet against Jalen. If you want to go Tim Hardaway, you like that as well. And that Joker threes, that's a 3 for 3 right there.
Okay. Brunson's at 27.5 on Underdog right now. Love the Jokic play as well. And then Hardaway Jr. Is he available? Is that 10.5? A little bit spicy. Still like it. over there. All right, Lonte. That was nice. That was quick. You fired that off quick there.
Yeah, I mean,
Brunson.
we went through a lot of props, so that's the three that.
Yeah, yeah. Right, there we go. All right. Brunson higher. 27.5 points. Jokic higher, 1.5 3-pointers made. And Tim Hardaway Jr. higher, 10.5 points. 5.5x right now. But if 20% extender boost, that'll take it to 6.82x on Underdog Fantasy. Make sure you use that promo code NBA SGPN. And Lonte, anything else for people before we get up out of here?
Nope, that's it, man. That's it. Everybody, good luck, and hopefully Portland can stay within this point spread.
All right. So with that, he's at XX Lonte XX. So next, I'm at really real __. Make sure you give us a follow. And hey, also make sure you subscribe, like, comment, all of that stuff over there at the NBA Gambling Podcast on YouTube, youtube.com/NBA Gambling Podcast. Find a review wherever you get your podcasts. And with that, third quarter, still a 10-point game right now. Portland's brought it close and brought it closer and closer. Devin Vassell is going off. Thank you very much. And I don't know, still kind of going according to plan, believe it or not. All right, with that, nothing else to say, nothing else to do. No other way of